So let's talk about the different ways you could create a lead magnet. And I think it's really good to have a couple lead magnets, not just one. In fact, if you wanted to go really crazy, you could create 5 to 10 lead magnets out in the universe, test them for like 6 months, and then be very curious and say, okay, which of these 10 lead magnets, that's going crazy, but which of the 10 brought in the most qualified leads to our doorstep? And now I'm gonna erase the 7 that didn't, and I'm gonna put money towards the 3 that did. Does that make sense? Then you just go, oh, I'm gonna really push these 3 because they brought in the best traffic. Okay, let's talk about the formats, because we do all of these formats and I've tried a bunch of them, but these are honestly, my top 5. Okay, so everybody be like, woohoo, Mindy's giving us her top 5. I did research for you, so you didn't have to. And that's my goal inside a Boss, is to do stuff so that you can save time and money and you don't have to. You're gonna love it. You really are gonna love it. Okay, so choosing the right format is going to be my top 5. Checklist and cheat sheet. And I'm actually going to show you my checklist in a little bit. I do checklists for like wedding planning leading up to the day, 12 months leading up to your wedding, or 6 months leading up to your wedding. I do checklists for party members, for people in the wedding, what they should do to be in the wedding, all the things that they can do to help you. You can give them cheat sheets, ways to save money within a typical bridal budget. There's just a lot of really fun things you can do with checklists and cheat sheets, okay? The second are quizzes and assessments. Oh my goodness, it is crazy how curious people are about themselves. And so we've done lots of versions of this, but I will tell you our most successful one when it comes to quizzes is basically just a style quiz. And I know we've talked about it, but I just want to say it again. It has still performed better than my other quizzes. We put it on our website. We put it in email. We've even thrown money at it before, but people love to know like what style bride they are. And then when they get their results, they get all of these results of the kind of bride that they are with a Pinterest board that we've created with photography of our dresses and beautiful brides in them. And they get all these pictures. And then at the bottom of the style bride that they are, we give them some shopping tips. And then we give them a special offer to book with us. So this is a really fun one. We made it on Interact, which is just a website that you can make quizzes on. And then we just put it everywhere. I'm giving you one example, but you guys, I've tried a lot of different examples. Like you could do, how should I wear my hair for my wedding based on my style? You could say, let's do a quiz on how many guests I should invite to the wedding, and then how many bridesmaids and groomsmen should I have? I mean, it's just, there's so many curious things that brides ask us, and we need to pay attention to those things because we could make a quiz about it, create a personality profile for them, and then it shoots them a result that gives them information to help them plan their wedding. I mean, it's really awesome. I just want to say the type of client we serve, because it's a pretty easy avatar to dial in on. I was just at a business conference this week, and there's so many business owners and creators, and I'm just so impressed. But what's hard, and I respect them for this, is to dial into their type of customer. They all have so many different avatars. Where we in the wedding industry, we have a pretty easy avatar, you guys. It's a stressed out bride who gets to even change her status on Facebook to say newly engaged. So I'm like, how incredible is that we can market specifically to our avatar and make their life easier by creating quizzes and assessments to give them tips and advice. Isn't that cool? I mean, I get excited about that. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Okay, you can give them exclusive guides and ebooks. Like you could give them a downloadable guide to planning your wedding, or a ebook on how to find the best dress, or how do I help my mom and I's relationship through wedding planning? Isn't that a good one? I've never done that. I just thought of it. I was like, what if you did a relationship? There's so many people working on the relational dynamics. What if you did a relationship tips guide for maintaining good communication with your relatives during the wedding planning process? Who's like, yeah, they need it. They need communication tips for their relatives. But I'm just being funny, but I'm also being like, sincerely, I know that these are things that bother them. And I know that because I work alongside them and I hear it. So you could create templates and swipe files. Like what if you gave them cute graphics that they could just change the name and phone number or whatever for their bridal showers, or they could create like a theme for like all their little upcoming special events. You could get very creative for social media giveaways for them. And then you could do a mini video training. This would not be downloadable, but to their email address, you could link them to a Vimeo or a video of some kind of you or somebody fabulous on your team, giving them tips and tricks. I mean, a really cool dream. This is like what a goal to aspire to. What if you gathered videos from all of your preferred partners and you said, click here or enter your name here to get all of the best tips from our favorite wedding vendors on every category for planning your wedding. And then she gets an email. And what if it was like 10 little mini videos from the best florist, the best caterer, the best venue, the best bridal shop? I'm just like, wouldn't that be so awesome? And make it just be like thumbnails and an email address. And she could be like, oh, I just got all the best wedding advice from the very best people in my town on what I need to know before planning my wedding. Like, wouldn't that be cool? Bridget, is your brain just like on fire with that? Like, that is so, I'm just like, imagine partnering with them, giving them a direct spot, and then you just got all of these contacts. I mean, I'm just like, collaborate, be smart, give them, like, mini courses and videos are so great because a lot of people don't want to read. And so you could give them a video, giving them tips. Like, why not? Okay. So I'm just saying there's so many cool ideas you guys can do. I want to show you when you choose the right format for your audience, it really matters. So what I want you to do is make sure when you are looking at giveaways and you're looking at lead generators as a consumer, pay attention to what pops out at you, because I just wanted to give you an idea of like, you are consuming so many lead generators every single day that you don't even realize. Like, you guys are shopping and you're seeing this stuff online, and it's crazy. Some of these are like mine, right? Something new, but also some of these are just like Jenna Kutcher, great lead generator. There's influencers online every day wanting to exchange your email address for something, right? Who's thinking of all the things you just gave your email address to? I have an email address that just gets all those emails, and it's like I need to unsubscribe because I get all their offers all the time. But my point is, think like a consumer. What are things you can give away to your brides in exchange for their contact information so you can nurture that lead and eventually convert it to a bride? What we want to do is we want to help identify what would make a really strong lead magnet for you, okay? So first, you're gonna identify your audience's biggest pain. They have pain points. They really, really do, okay? The second thing you're gonna do is you're gonna choose a lead magnet type that matches their best learning style. So that's what we were just talking about. The PDF forms, or maybe it's a visual, maybe it's a step-by-step, or maybe you love video and you're like, that's gonna be my girl. And you guys know your brides more than I do, but we generally are serving the same population. So I would say to try multiple, try a video option, try a PDF option, try a step-by-step, try a checklist, try a bunch, but you're gonna make it visually appealing too, because it's so, so, so important to me that it's not just a Word document. Look at me, guys. Brides are so aesthetically motivated. When something's really beautiful, they want it more. So make sure when you design these things, you make the templates beautiful. You make your header and your footer and your Pinterest inspiration boards for them that you send over. You have to make it cute and on brand and use the same colors that you use in your store, fonts, like all of that really does need to be pretty. And you guys can use Canva. You can also now have the version of ChatGPT AI that puts Canva inside of it. So if you're like, I'm not proficient in Canva, this is crazy now. You can use ChatGPT that has Canva inside, type what you want, tell them your brand colors, and it can actually design things for you that could be your downloadable, your giveaway from your lead magnet. A recap of identify their biggest pain points, choose the type that would match their learning style, craft a high converting title and description, make it visually appealing, which could be via Canva or something like that. And last and not least, use a clear call to action, which all of our call to action should be book an appointment. all of our call to action should be book a bridal appointment. Okay, so I'm just telling you that fifth one is important. Otherwise, it's absolutely like you did this for nothing. Yes, you got their contact information, but you need to ask them to do something at the end. Just like I'm going to ask you to do something at the end, which is join Boss, which I think you need to do because you're going to learn much more than this in addition to what you already have learned. But my point is, if you do a lead generator and you drop their email box, hey, here's your bridal style, but you don't offer them something and ask them to join or book an appointment, you did it for nothing. Now, you could drip other sequences, but they're for sure going to open the thing they signed up for. They're for sure going to open that. Now, will they open your newsletter in a few months? I don't know. But I do know that we have like a 90% open rate on the thing that they filled out to get for free. Who likes a 90% open rate on the thing that they filled out to get for free? So on that open rate of the thing that they filled out for free, your lead magnet, make sure there's a call to action at the bottom with a special offer to book an appointment. Okay, so what I want you to think about for just a second is the thing you're asked the most inside of your DMs. Okay, so you guys get phone calls, you get text messages, you get DMs, you get all of those all the time, right? I mean, you guys, who's doing it? Or maybe you have people doing it for you. What I realized is most bridal shop owners are not tracking what we're getting asked the most. But that's okay. I know we're not tracker information people. We're not data people. We're like beauty appreciators. And we like to do all the things in the bridal shop, okay? But what I want to ask you to do before we get to the end of this class is maybe check really quick, what were your last 10 DMs about? What were your last voice messages about? What were people asking you? Because guess what? That's probably their greatest pain point. That's probably their greatest pain point. And if they're asking you all those questions all the time, or even in the store, if they're asking you questions, I want you to see a trend. And what's really cool here is we have hundreds of bridal shops on this call right now, and we're all getting asked questions, and some of it are different questions, but what we can say is like, make a lead magnet specific to the questions that you're getting asked about. Make one about your specific audience DMing you and see the trend. And then what we're going to do is we're going to solve that problem and make a lead magnet with it. Okay? The most popular question you're getting asked becomes your lead magnet. So that's how we came up with, what do our wedding parties need to do? Here's a checklist. What do I do at what time of year? We came up with a 12-month wedding planning calendar, work your way back. We came up with things for, I don't know what style dress I should get for my body type. We're going to make those recommendations for you in a style guide. There's so many options, but you have to pay attention to the questions you're getting asked all the time. And then in return, what you're going to do is create all these lead generators, because it's probably more than the girls reaching out to you having those exact same questions.